And there we are. We have set sail. Well, hello. I am Christina Vidovich.
And I am Amy Nubson.
And we're here to entertain you with visibility accountability.
Very much. And we are on such a lovely topic today of talking about how you become confident with how you speak and the stories that we tell ourselves. So it's such a
Yes.
wonderful thing to start with today, I think.
Well, I agree. Because it's so interesting when I've talked to different women about what does visibility mean to them. And when it comes to so many pieces, storytelling is a huge part of that visibility. Where are we ready to tell our stories about our lives, our experiences, our knowledge? And one of the things I love is you are the master storyteller.
Thank you. It's not without effort, though. I mean, that's from a person who couldn't tell their story without crying, even as a kid, to the person who stands on stage telling a story is a journey,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But what I loved about the storytelling is when I dove deep inside myself, I had to really be honest with myself.
Yeah.
Like, what were they telling me and why? And how did it have an impact in my life? And did I want to keep it anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a big question, because some of those stories really fueled me. And they used to, oh my gosh, there were some stories that I'm like, they got me to where I needed to go at that moment.
Yeah.
And now they hurt me. It's strange, but we evolve as people, and do we need to hold on to that anymore?
I agree. And I love that because how many times people are holding on to the story? Yes, we've grown through that, but now can we let go of that and move forward into our next story?
And it's like a perfect time to talk about it, because if you think about the Chinese New Year's, what does a snake do? It sheds its skin, right?
Mm,
This is the year to let go of those extra burdens that we don't no longer need. And as a good example for me, like I always believed I wasn't good enough. And I had so many reasons for my childhood that told me, and my main story is I'm just a farm girl. Like, this isn't what a farm girl does. This isn't what they get. This isn't like, I had this idea of what a farm girl meant. And you get these stories that reinforce it.
mm-hmm.
And I was sitting at dinner. I was newly engaged with my husband, and I was telling my father, I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm going to go back to college. Like, not a 2-year degree, but like a college. And he's like, no, you can't. You're not smart enough. And I remember sitting there going, some choice words came in my mind. It was like, watch me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't just graduate from college, I graduated top honors. And this is somebody who had C's and D's in high school.
Yeah.
But that it was the first time I challenged myself, and I used that to fuel myself. And I still sometimes hear my dad say, you're not smart enough. And I'm like, and I have to always kind of go, yes, I am. Like, I have to still challenge that thought.
Mm,
Even in my 40s, I'm challenging that thought. And sometimes it drives me and sometimes it squashes me. Right?
yeah. And it's amazing. And I think we now talk about when it's children and adults, the power of our words and how those words that were given to us when we were younger still resonate. And, your example reminds me of a good friend of mine who, in her late 30s, had her first child. And what did her father tell her? You now have worth. And that to me just told me so much about her upbringing of being one of two girls, the 5 brothers. The brothers had worth, but the girls, it was different. And so our words are really, really powerful in the stories that we tell and the way we talk to each other. So,
And the way we talk to ourselves too.
Yes.
Yes. It's one of those things where there's moments where I'm like, whoa, stop, Amy. Stop, stop, stop. Take a deep breath and think about this differently and clearer. And I'm a highly emotional person. So sometimes I have to be like, be more, linear or think not emotionally here and make a decision. Right.
Yeah.
But knowing myself now has really made that happen. And the stories allow me to dig into myself in a way that is freeing
Hmm.
because no longer do I have to always live within them or avoid them. Now I'm sharing them, which
Hmm.
gives me more of a joy and a power over myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because it is those words that get in our own way, just like you said, it's what we're telling ourselves. And, you know, I think about in my upbringing, and it is completely very strict. Mom and dad were strict. It's about grades, it's about no social life. You need to focus on school, and that's the most important. And it's so funny the ingrained things that get put into us of if you're not an A student,
Right.
are you worthy? So, it's really working through some of those moments in our lives to go, okay, where are the stories like we started with that we want to hold on to and that we want to grow from and move away from and redefine who we are through our stories.
Yeah, and there is something about letting go of shame by telling your story. That's the other important part is because you're no longer trapping it inside your body.
Yeah.
It's out there. It's living somewhere and it's inspiring somebody else to do the same thing.
And that is one of the most beautiful parts. I just had this lovely podcast conversation yesterday about that of like giving yourself permission to say, yes, it's okay. You know, nobody's stopping you now that you're an adult
Nope.
to go through and say, oh, wow. Because, why do we push our fears, our guilt, our shame on ourselves? There's no need for it. We are beautiful human beings walking through this earth together. Why not share like, oh wow. Because the thing I love is when you share your story. I don't know what it's like to be a farm girl. I grew up in the Midwest, but in the suburbs of Cleveland. So it's just a different experience
Right.
than, living out in where you live. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so when you get to share those stories with me, I get to be enriched by your experience. I get to see your experience through my imagination and be there with you and go, wow, that's incredible. The power of storytelling.
exactly. And that's the other piece is you never know who will be interested. Because I remember talking about being a farm kid to somebody in Colombia. He was young, gorgeous Colombian guy. And I was like telling him, and he's like, wait. And I'm just like, no, nobody wants to know. He goes, actually, I do. It's really interesting. And I'm like, why? That's not interesting at all. And I feel like that's how we all kind of feel about parts of ourselves where like it's not interesting, but for somebody else,
Yeah.
it's a world we were never invited into and we want to know. And we can't know unless somebody shares it with us.
Yes. Yes. I mean, you see, in just that childhood moment of growing up where I grew up, we lived in the cul-de-sac. We had a circle. All the kids would meet in the circle. We'd drop our roller skates and our bicycles there and decide what we were going to do later. And sometimes we play baseball.
Oh, nice. See, that was the childhood I always envisioned everybody having, but me. And
It
I'm
was
like,
the Wonder Years.
yeah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my next door neighbor, I have to walk how far
Oh,
to go to them? So
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's really amazing how we get to know each other through this storytelling as well, and ourselves too, sometimes in how we express it.
Mhm.
Um, is such a different thing. And we are super excited to kind of help others to express their stories, to understand who they are, and maybe uncover some fears or some doubt or something that you want to work through. And story can be that vessel to be able to do that. Right. So,
Yeah.
Christina, tell us about this afternoon.
Yes. So, for those of you who are catching us right now,
Exactly.
join us every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the Visibility Accountability Group. So you can come in and learn to tell your stories. You can learn how to put yourself out in the world. We can work together on your confidence, your fears, those moments that, boy, I'd really like to share, but I'm still figuring out what it means to me. Come and discover with us. So that's what this Visibility Accountability Group is about. And as you get more confidence, you're going to start to find more opportunities for you. And we have some opportunities for you, but you'll have to join the group to find out.
Yep. You got to take that first action.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, yeah, every Wednesday at 7. And guess what? Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central.
Bright and early.
We'll be joining you for some live streams. Then you can chat with us. We'll share some things with you that we'll be discussing in depth with you in the evening calls or the morning calls, depending on where you are in the world.
Very much true.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Amy, I will see you tonight. And everyone who's out there who wants to join us, please do. Just get in contact.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.